Truesition.com, being a true musician.
Hi, this is Jesse from Truesition.com. I wanted to talk about some important things that parents can do to support their kids. These could be some of the most important things that you can do to lead to your child's musical success. The first thing that is so important is to make sure that they have all of the materials and equipment they need to succeed. That would include any instruments and accessories, book materials, sheet music, even writing materials, anything that they would need to help them in the learning process. These would include a music stand that properly holds their music for them. It's very difficult to read music if you don't have a stand made for holding music, and this can actually really undermine their success if they're constantly struggling to have a way to put their music on something to read it. It's also important for them to have a specific place that they can have their equipment properly set up and do their practicing. This could even just be the corner of a room, just as long as it's large enough for them to have all of their equipment and books and materials set up in a way that's comfortable for them to access what they need while they're practicing. They also need a comfortable chair if it's an instrument that can be played while seated. This is important. Not only will they feel more comfortable and want to practice longer, but they're also going to be able to have the proper posture, which is super important for many instruments to have the correct physical posture. Another crucial aspect is to make sure that there's no screen devices accessible to them while they're practicing. I find one of the biggest distractions is knowing that there's a screen device right there that you can pick up, look at, or play with while practicing. Another aspect that's important to a good practice environment is to make sure that it's quiet. You don't want any other music or even TV or loud sounds in the background, as this can be very distracting when they're trying to focus on practicing their music. Another key aspect of successful practicing is to develop a set time schedule, the same day and time that they can practice each week. This is important because it develops the regular routine which they can depend on, but also provides the structure and gets them used to the idea that they need to regularly play their instrument. I have a video that gets into the specifics of developing an effective weekly practice schedule. So if you want to check that video out, that gets into better detail of that specific topic. The best success definitely comes from having a set schedule, regardless of exactly what that is. If your child's more of a morning person, then you may want to have them do it before school. I know in our house, the morning is a hectic time. So after school in the afternoon, before they get too tired, is often the best time. Another good tip is it may be a good idea to avoid the word practice, as it's unfortunately developed a negative connotation, even though it's a positive activity. Using things like performance or performance time, or playing time instead of practice may be an effective way to take some of the negative sting out of the repeated ritual. This next part can be a little difficult, but if possible, try to sit with your child when they're practicing. We're all busy and have a lot going on, but my experience has shown that when the parents sit with the child during their practice time, and preferably also during lessons, they have a higher rate of success. It does many things, but it shows them, above all else, that it's important enough to you that you take time from your busy schedule to accompany them when they're practicing and even during the lesson. I recommend the parents of my students do both if possible. Say things like, play me the latest song that you're learning, or have them explain to you what they're learning, even if you're not a musician and you don't actually understand what they're saying. Another great benefit can come from actually learning a little bit about music and their instrument yourself as they progress through their learning process. Another very important aspect that helps in their success is to never make negative remarks or refer negatively to their playing as they learn. Even if you find the sounds they're making distasteful, always praise them especially if you see they're trying their best. That's what matters the most, especially in the beginning. Good outcomes will come from them trying hard and caring about what they're doing, regardless of the quality of the sound they make. It's also important to remember that your child will not make the same advancements on a weekly basis. We all have better weeks and worse weeks where progress is greater or less. I often describe it like a garden. You can't look at your garden each day and expect the same amount of growth. Only over time will you see the fruits of their labor grow. Another important aspect is to expose them to music. Play music in your home. You don't even have to feel like you have to expose them to all the music out there in the world. Play them what you like. That'll help them develop their own tastes as well as expose them to music in general. Take them to as many live music performances as possible. This not only supports the artistic community, but shows how their hard work can pay off when they see musicians performing, especially on a high level. Even though your schedules are tight, try to make time to go see musical and theater performances live as a family where there are musicians and vocalists performing. Hopefully, these tips and ideas will help your child develop and grow into the musician they want to be. This is Jesse from TrueZition.com. Thanks for tuning in. See you on the next one.